This video will go over the copy function in the right-click menu of vList. There are a total of 5 copy functions between the fabrication tabs, each acting slightly different depending on which tab you are in. Note that any functions related to the Instaseal drop tab will be gone over more in depth in another video. The first copy function, found in the Weld tab, is copy line to thread. This function will copy all slick pieces from a weld line into the Thread tab. Right-click on the line name itself or on a piece within the line, then select Copy Line to Thread. You will get a prompt telling you the original line name and giving you the option to rename the newly created thread line. Once you hit OK, the pieces will be copied into the new thread line. You can switch to the Thread tab and find it at the very end of the list of thread IDs. Notably, if you are using this function in the Weld tab, it will only copy the non-welded pieces from a weld line into the Thread tab. Any pieces in the specified line that have welds will be skipped. In this example, piece 1 and piece 3 both have welds. Piece 2 and piece 4 are slick pipe. When we go over to the Thread tab, you will see that only piece 2 and piece 4 have been copied over, along with their line quantity. The second copy function is copy line to weld, found only in the Thread tab. In the same way as the copy line to thread function, right-click on the thread line or on a threaded piece. Select the Copy Line to Weld option. You will again be prompted to rename the new weld line if needed. Hit OK, and you will find your newly created weld line at the bottom of your weld line ID list. One difference between the copy line to weld and copy line to thread functions is due to the main difference between the two tabs: piece quantity. If you are copying a line from the Thread tab to the Weld tab and the pieces have different quantities, you will find that the resulting weld line will duplicate the pieces however many times are needed to account for all quantities. In this example, BL1 has a total of 4 pieces with differing quantities. 2 pieces have a quantity of 1, that's the 5'6" and the 6" pieces. The 6'11" piece has a quantity of 2, and the 21-foot piece has a quantity of 3. So, when we go over to the Weld tab, we should expect to see a total of 7 lines in that weld ID. And we do have 7 lines. We have 1 piece of 5'6", 1 piece of 6 inches, 2 pieces of 6'11", and 3 pieces of 21 feet. The third copy function is copy piece to weld, also found only in the Thread tab. This function is unique to the Thread tab in that it only moves 1 piece at a time. It otherwise functions the same as copy line to weld. Right-click on the specific piece that you need moved and select Copy Piece to Weld. This will again bring up the prompt to rename the line that you are moving the piece to. You can edit this or leave it as default as usual. Just like Copy Line to Weld previously, the newly created weld line will be found at the end of the Weld Line ID list. If you need to move multiple pieces from the Thread tab to the Weld tab, but not every single piece, this is a good option to use. When copying multiple pieces from the Thread tab to the Weld tab using the Copy Piece to Weld function, any pieces copied over with the same line ID will be added to the same weld line ID while still taking piece quantities into consideration. In this BL2 example, we've already moved this quantity 1 8'2" piece. Now, if we move this quantity 2 15'5" piece, We will still leave this to weld line BL2, and now when we return to the weld line BL2, we now have 3 lines. The first is the 8'2" that we already moved, and lines 2 and 3 are both the 15'5" pieces that had a quantity of 2 in the thread tab. The fourth copy function is copy line to ISP drop, again only found in the thread tab. This will be gone over in depth in another video specifically about the InstaSeal drop tab. The fifth and final copy function is copy part to loose, found only in the hanger tab. This function allows you to copy hanger components from the hanger kit into the loose tab. Simply right-click on the component of the hanger kit that you want moved to loose, then choose Copy Part to Loose. You'll then find that the component that you selected has been added as a line in the loose list. One important thing to note about all of these functions is that it is a copy function, not a cut function. This means that when you copy a piece or line into another tab, it does not remove the original piece. To avoid accidentally having duplicate pieces in multiple tabs, you should delete out any pieces or lines that have been copied to another tab after completing the copy function. With that, you should now have a basic understanding of the copy function in vList.